Namaskar. In this video I'm going to be explaining what the term Vinyasa means, because once you start your yoga practice you'll see that all the yogis throw this term around quite effortlessly all the time, and it took me a while to understand exactly what a Vinyasa was. So I thought it might be useful to explain it to those of us who are just beginning our yoga journey. So essentially a Vinyasa is an intelligent sequence. So it's used to describe a sequence of poses. It's almost like creating a dance of the yoga asanas. And you'll see Vinyasas are used all the time throughout yoga practice. So a good example of a really popular Vinyasa is when we move from downward facing dog through plank pose, and then we chaturanga down onto our mats and then move into upward facing dog. You'll also know a couple of Vinyasas from doing sun salutations. So the sun salutation is a classic example of a beautiful, intelligent sequence of poses. And you start in Tadasana, standing in mountain pose, and then you'll work through a sequence of flowing poses until you come back full circle into Tadasana, mountain pose. And lastly, Vinyasas don't only apply to a sequence of poses, they also apply to each pose itself. So essentially there's a way of getting in and out of each pose, and that in itself can be described as a Vinyasa. So I'll give you an example now of how to get into Warrior Two pose, and again you do that through a Vinyasa, starting in Tadasana, jumping through star pose, and then bending down into Warrior Two pose. So that's an example of a Vinyasa for a particular pose. And another useful little tip to bear in mind is that most of the seating poses will begin in Dandasana, which is staff pose. That'll be the starting point for the Vinyasa of each pose. And then for the standing category of poses, most of them will start in mountain pose, Tadasana, and then they'll move back into mountain pose to end. I really hope that you found this video useful, and now you can fully understand what a Vinyasa class is, and that in every class there'll be Vinyasas that apply to each pose. I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste and take care.